Okay, here we are, guys. So I'm just gonna save this and Junks.
If I'm gonna subscribe today, then I should donate too. Woo 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 woo.
Guys, get some woo woo woos in the chat for. Can I call you Junks? I feel like that's kind of disrespectful. Thank you so much, dude. I'm glad you're on the stream today. Same with everybody else. Guys, we are back to the Viper and Jordan 23 Best of 21 series. It was played in 2014 for a sizable chunk of cash, and this is the best of 21 series that AOC has ever seen in many's opinions. In the blue, we have Jordan 23. He's playing as Aztecs. In the red, we have Viper. Viper's playing as Aztecs as well. I'll toggle to the main overlay real quick for those of you on YouTube that didn't see it. And as you can see there, Game 15 is Arena free pick. So back to the game we go. And how many of you have seen Aztecs Arena before? Because if you've seen Aztecs Arena before, then you probably know what's coming. Eagles and monks and probably 1TC strategies. It's a lot different than any other civilization, which is why Aztecs are known to be one of the best 1v1s on Arena and AOC anyway. I'll talk a little bit about the maps. Jordan 23 is here. Like I said, he has his main gold, and that is in an awful position. Right up against the wall. If it was any other civ, you might expect a castle drop or something like that, but monks can range that easily. In the back of the base, he does have some stone. 2 stones, and he has gold there, which is nice. And gold here, and you know what? This gold would be a bit annoying. He can't wrap villages around this. This gold is going to be nice for him, and I'm guessing he will choose to use that one. Both of his boars inside. Viper's not going out to lame. Viper is down by 2 games right now. Now, Viper's map is, well, similar. He has that main gold forward. However, it's not near as close to the wall. Viper doesn't have much space in his base, but I don't think that's going to be an issue with Aztecs, because you normally stay on 1TC anyway. The main stone is here. He has another gold here. Relics are going to be extremely important, and Viper has 2 on the left side. And then he has 2 on the right side. Both of those groups of relics, I guess, closer to him. And I'm struggling to figure out where the other one is, actually. Oh, I didn't see that. I was right next to the gold. So Viper is definitely going to have an advantage with the relic count. Why can't we bet on recordings? Because it already happened. These recordings are available to the public. And people know what they're doing. How old is that match set? This was played in 2014. So this was a year before I came onto the competitive scene. Now, first of all, S-Borch, welcome to the T90 Elite. Guys, get the woo-woo-woos in the chat. But, you know, I'm trying to think a little bit, and actually I was trying to think about this when I was on my short break. I think, and I don't want this to be a downer on current times or anything, but I think right around the time I started casting as a noob is when the competitive play for AOC was at its height. Over the past 5 years anyway. I can't speak to anything before it, but certainly it was higher than it is now. And what I mean by that is we had Chris active, we had Hera active, we had Jordan 23 active. I was just thinking about all these players that aren't really that active anymore. Viper, of course, he took a hiatus of 9 months. Many people forget that, and that was shortly after Jordan left. And kind of ever since then, it's been a little bit different. Now, some players have risen in skill. I don't remember hearing much about Nikov back then. Like, certainly not like we do now. So the scene has changed a little bit, but man, I just remember, as this deer's running back and trolling Viper a little bit, I remember getting on during the day, and MBL and Hera would play hundreds and hundreds of games. What do you want me to fix with the overlay, Quince? Have you ever casted Vinchester? Yeah, Vinchester was active as well. Oh, I'm sorry, Quince. I didn't see that. Wouldn't it? It was giving us issues, yes. Oh my gosh! It was giving us issues yesterday as well. There we go. Yeah, Vinchester was amazing. So, you know, a lot of these players are not as active, but again, some are more active. But back to what I was saying, as these guys are going to fast castle and go Eagles, guys, I mean, this is going to be pretty clear cut. I remember casting, like, MBL and Hera played all day. Like, all day. And MBL still plays a lot, but Hera doesn't play as much anymore. Just good memories. I don't know, many of you probably didn't see all the YouTube uploads back then and all of the streams, but very good memories to have those high-level players playing all the time. Thank you for pointing that out, Quinn. Sorry. I was kind of in the zone there. So, let's go back to this game. Jordan's luring this deer, and I guess that was one of his Vipers trying to lure in his last deer as well, but I think he's just going to forget about it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 24 pop up, and that's exactly what we're seeing. It's so important to get up early in this matchup so you can get the eagles flowing. More importantly, I meant to say monks. Get the monks out and get monk upgrades, and then maybe use 1 or 2 barracks to create eagles, and then you just push. These guys are so good at multitasking, that's the best strategy, and it's incredible. Oh, why do you want me to raise the overlay higher, Arbitat? Can't see the spec overlay. Like, everybody on my other monitor is saying at T90 official. There might be a huge delay, but I can see Jordan and Viper on the overlay now. What are they doing now? I mean, probably doing life stuff. This is why I'm a little bit skeptical of Jordan's return. Like, Jordan stopped because he had a kid. Well, he stopped before the kid. He only had a girlfriend or a wife or something at the time, right? Now he has a kid. And I know he has a full-time job. To get to the highest level, you need to play this game a ridiculous amount of time. Like, for example, myself, who's obviously not the highest level when it comes to playing. I have to play 4 or 5 hours to be at my best in one day off stream. And I don't get an opportunity to do that very often. I did that last night, and I was doing really well. But I can't, even with a player of Jordan's skill, if he's not playing consistently, it's going to be hard for him to challenge the best. And consistently isn't just like a game or 2 a day. In my opinion, these guys are on a completely different level, but you know, you see it with a lot of these guys playing every day. Like Nikov, for example. Nikov has been playing a lot lately, and he is on point. Viper, I don't think Viper got any better or worse over the past 2 years. He was at the top. The only person that could really threaten him, arguably Yo and Riot, but definitely Jordan 23. Jordan 23 just had the extra edge against Viper, had his number. It's one of those confidence things as well, because they're best friends and they would play together all the time. Now, Viper's clicked up a little bit later, but similar build orders, like I said. We currently have 6 on gold for Viper, and soon to be 7 for Jordan, because he's going a little bit later, which makes sense. I'll speed it up a little bit, but the decision making these players are going to need to make is going to be crucial for the rest of this game. So they can go 2 monastery, but if you go 2 monastery and your opponent has a couple eagles and you miss micro a little bit, you lose some monks, and they're so expensive, as you guys know. Viper's building a barracks. Jordan is building a barracks as well, so looks like they're at least starting with 1 barracks and probably going to put the rest of the wood they have into monasteries, to be honest. But the crazy thing about this build, it's all monks. 2 farms for Jordan. Some on berries, they will expire. He might toss out a couple more farms, but it's only to keep that 1 TC running. And this is why in recent years, Aztecs has been banned on Arena, because these guys just know what to do with it. Incredible fast castle time, and they have incredible micro as well. Nikov is not Chris, yeah. Completely different players. Yeah, if there's a chat delay, then that's what I was talking about earlier, Arbitap. Now at this point you're at the top of my screen, but I just happened to look over. So there's the monastery for Jordan 23. Viper is definitely going to be doing the same. Again, he was up a little bit later. So the goal here is to fight for the relics. If you look at Jordan's scouting, you can see a relic here, and you can see these 2. He hasn't scouted this one or the other one that's close by, the one on the left. But what he does see is that he doesn't have them. So he probably assumes they're in Viper's base or where he hasn't scouted. So I'm really interested to see what Jordan will do, because I do think he's at a disadvantage. Viper should have the edge with the relics. But that's why Eagle Warriors are going to come out, and they're going to try and snipe these monks. But look how stretched the economies are. Again, not much in the way of food. All of it's going into gold and monks. If you lose 2 or 3 monks when you're all-inning like this, is really bad for you. So every single loss, every single kill, every single bit of HP matters. I'm not sure who's going to win this fight. feel like Jordan will win this fight. Oh, and it's incredible. They're both sending extra eagles at almost the same time as well. I think Viper would have won it. Checking into HP now. But yeah, that's insane. It almost looked like Jordan sent the weak eagle out there for a second as he was trying to convert Vipers. And he was tempting Viper to run back so he can get a conversion. But no conversion there. But you can hear Viper collecting these relics. So 2 monastery for Viper. Currently 4 eagles. And soon to be 4 monks. And then, meanwhile, we look at Jordan. The exact same thing. Now, Jordan, yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. He's gone for a different strategy. A Viper still on 1 TC. He's going to have a couple more monks and eagles, I think. Because Jordan's going for another town center. And I'm pretty sure he made this decision because he knows he's not going to get these relics that easily. Maybe he's banking on getting the 2 on the right. And then figures, hey, if Viper has 1 more, that's not a big deal. But this is different than what we normally see if the relics are, let's say, in the middle. But Jordan will have to defend. It's not like he can just boom. His main gold's forward. He didn't go for this gold back here. And the monks and eagles are going to be so important here. Viper's starting to try and convert these eagle warriors. He's not going to get them. Jordan's running away. Viper has 2 more monks and same amount of eagles. I'm sorry, he is... Yeah, that's close enough. No math on stream. The extra TC won't even pay off much for Jordan until a later game, so he basically needs to get as many relics as possible and not die. And Viper might be tempted, once he recognizes what Jordan's doing, to go for an extra town center. But again, I don't think he has that idea at the moment, researching Sanctity. Jordan should go for it. Viper's just sitting back. Jordan should go for it. He probably assumes Viper's gonna debate him and is sitting down here. But Viper's way on this side, and he's waiting for his upgrades. Sanctity now for Jordan as well. Maybe that's what Jordan was waiting for, but he could have snagged these already. Of course, he doesn't know that, but he could have snagged these. And now Viper's getting atonement, so Jordan has to be very careful. He could lose his monks. I don't know. This is kind of interesting. Like, Jordan could easily send an eagle forward and scout to see where Viper is. What is keeping Jordan from getting these 2 relics? This is triggering me. Is it triggering you, chat? Now he's gonna run forward this way. Damn it, Jordan. Come on, man. And this is what they're both waiting for, obviously. Viper does have a few relics at the moment. We'll see how these eagles survive. I can't tell how many conversions Viper got. His eagles are gonna... are not gonna be able to defend his monks. At least for the time being. He's gonna lose all the monks. Yeah. And actually, all these players will probably lose their monks. We'll see. What? Guys, I kind of looked away for a second. And Viper had 2 more monks. Did he convert some? Well, darn. You guys saw what happened and I didn't. I looked at the chat. Monkey, thank you for saying life triggers me, because that got me. That got me good. So let's just talk about the current situation we're in. Another barracks for Jordan. He's just going to try and defend against the monks. Yeah, he did convert. Thank you, Shulker. Viper still on... Nope, he's going to his 3rd TC as well. So he's not going to be too far behind in eco. Jordan, as you can see, just placed his 3rd. These 2 relics are still sitting here. What's going on? I hope Jordan gets these. If he doesn't get these, he's gonna regret it. Come on! I'm serious, this is bothering me. He's definitely hesitant because he knows that Viper could swoop in at any moment. There we go, he's gone for it now. Now Viper's going to know that that relic is gone because it's not in the fog of war anymore, so he's going to think about pushing out. This is Jordan's point of view. And yeah, this is a good time for Viper to strike, and maybe that's why Jordan was a little bit hesitant. Do you convert the monks or do you convert the eagles? Well, Viper's going for a monk. He's going for a few eagles as well. So he's got some conversions, and Viper just swooped in to get this relic. It's so difficult to see these expensive gold units go down, though. Jordan's killing all these monks. That being said, he doesn't have many of his left. And he's sending in the Eagle Warriors now. Well, hold on. This is deja vu-y. This is deja vu-y. Guys, did I cast this game before and just not upload it to YouTube? It's been a while since I've this. I'm pretty sure I casted this game before. Because this monk, listen, T90 Stradamus here. This monk's just gonna sit here, Jordan's gonna miss it, and Viper's gonna be fine. Look at this!
Excellent caster. Watched
I
your
did
YouTube
cast this
videos
before.
for a while before joining
Unbelievable.
Twitch. Keep up the good work.
So, did you guys know that I casted this before going into this, or did you just think it was another game as I did? Because this moment is very rare. I mean, I kind of spoiled it for YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. But, I seriously did not know this was the same game. Well, darn. Darn. If I remember correctly, I'm not going to say anything more. Lord, thank you so much, dude. $35. That's insane. This is so cool. This is so cool. Yeah, okay, you guys recognize it now as well. At least I don't feel like that much of an idiot if you guys agree. Viper just hiding here. Jordan's so close to seeing it. Just the small things in this game, a tile or two can make such a difference. I appreciate that donation, man. I definitely will keep up the good work. And a lot of people coming in from YouTube every day. I do feel like a fool. And the crazy thing is that Viper can see this because his monk has a decent amount of range. Yeah, so Viper's gonna snag that. Full boom now, and unfortunately, spoilers, like Deja Vu came in, I remember what happened, but we're gonna see the Imperial Age upgrade soon, and then the players have to make a decision. Do they want to go into more monks? Usually you don't want to do that, because at this point players can afford to go into Elite Eagle Warriors, or Arbalest, or Jaguar Warriors. So it's important to have a strong eco, but it's also important to get to Imp fast, and get the Trebs out. Monkey, I don't think we're going to do community games today. Like I said, I'm not really feeling it right now as it is. Community games normally take a decent amount of time to finish and organize as well. So I'm going to be streaming 3 times next week, and that schedule will be updated on Saturday. Saturday's tomorrow, actually. So yeah, I'll update that tomorrow evening, and then I try and be specific. I try and say, hey, you know, this is when I'm doing this. But the thing is, if I say I'm going to do community games and then Nations Cup is scheduled or some other tournament, I have to change my plans anyway. So it's impossible when my casting is dependent on the players for me to know what I'm doing every stream. So that was very important. And as someone said in the chat, that it was epic from Viper. And Jordan actually figured that out later on as well, because he saw the monk running in with the relic. Now, Viper's on the way up, and if you didn't already realize, he is researching Man-at-Arms right now. So he's just going to go into Champion, and I think this is a good move. Jordan would have to blindly guess what Viper is going to do and go Arbalest, which is not good in Aztec War when they can go into Elite Eagles. So I think Jordan, if anything, is going to have to follow suit, and he's doing that, researching Man-at-Arms. But Jordan is going to be behind to the Imperial Age. He has a couple extra villagers, but, you know, again, I think that the faster uptime is a little bit better here, especially in Viper's situation when he has 4 relics. So vills are pumping out for all these different players. We're going to see long swords shortly, and then they will be two-handed swordsmen, and I guess champion. This castle, from Jordan's point of view, seems like a very good castle. But he doesn't know Viper has a castle, and it's probably expected, but still, it's far forward to protect the gold, but that does mean it can be trebbed down. Viper's going to have the Imperial Age edge, and no treb yet, because he doesn't see that, but I do think that could pay off for Viper. He's getting upgrades first as well. And these guys have probably played this setting a million times, so they kind of knew what the other one was going to do. So Viper does have 10 less villagers, but he has more relics. He has conscription on the way first, so he's going to have more units massed. And Jordan has 3 barracks while Viper has, well, 4 or 5, so What I love is that they don't make barracks they're not using. Every single one is being used. Okay, I lied. There's actually 2 here, and he's not using any of these at this current time. I lied. I'm sorry, but you get the point. Viper, for example. Yes, creating out of every single one he has, not wasting any time. Really glad I caught that, because the military number will climb for Viper if that continues. What are the defense upgrades for both players? Viper has a chainmail, or he has the second defense upgrade, and then second defense upgrade as well for Jordan. But Viper has champion on the way first. Viper has forging, which Jordan does not have, and Viper also has a trebuchet. But saying that, Viper got conscription first, so his treb's here at the same time. He's just gonna pack this guy up and move back for the time being. Jordan does not have conscription. He's also catching up to Viper with these upgrades. I don't know if Garland Wars is going to be that important. Certainly at some point I think they'll get it, but I don't think that +8 is that important. Right now they need to gain map control, kill production buildings, and the castle is important to both players. Yeah, this is good for Viper. He's going to kill a unit for free. I don't know what Jordan is doing here. And normally what you do, as plate mail now comes in for Viper, normally what you do is you get all the other upgrades before Garland Wars. I don't know if it's going to get to that point, guys. Viper's creating a monk just so he can collect these 2 relics and move them back. Jordan's been firing on the monastery, which is an interesting decision. But Jordan with 102 villagers, almost 20 more than Viper, is lacking in the production. And it all depends. Villagers, they have to be used effectively. You have to get eco upgrades and all of that, but certainly Viper seems to have the lead in the military, but it's still incredibly close. Jordan has the score lead because of those extra villagers. Will the villagers pay off in the long run? Room setup tour. I could do something like that on the 24-hour stream if we get there, because I would have a different place then as well, so it'd be a little bit different to me. There's the Garland Wars, guys. There's the Garland Wars. So Viper's gonna have fully upgraded... Oh, I'm sorry. He's not gonna have fully upgraded champions. He just needs Blast Furnace on top of this, but soon these will be 13+5. There it is. And also Jordan is lacking the last defense upgrade, so Jordan is behind 4 attack, and he's behind the defense, which is huge in the long run. Viper's pushing out with the trebuchets. He's gonna go directly for that castle, and Jordan could lose his champions and his trebuchets here, and I think he will. It's just the spam game now. Keep in mind, Viper has conscription. He was so much faster. Well, a minute or so faster to the Imperial Age. And he was able to afford the expensive Garland Wars upgrade. What could be really bad for Jordan is he could lose his production buildings. He does have wood to create more, but that's not something you want to do with your extra villagers. You need it for economy. Jordan losing some of these villagers here. Most likely a mistake. Viper's just fighting underneath the castle now. Maybe giving Jordan an edge to, kill some units. The castle doesn't have fletching. Viper's just trying to take this castle out. And the trebuchets will do so. It's going to be very close with this trebuchet shot. Yeah, it's like around 450 HP. The Viper's just going to finish it with the champions. 450 HP per treb shot. Alright, well... Viper has the lead here. He has more military. He's going to take out the production building from Jordan. Jordan's forced to rebuild barracks, and that takes time. He does have gold in the back. This grenade-type map was really good for him if it was just going to be kind of a boom fest after the monk engagements. But if you're in Viper's position, you put your foot on the gas and continue to create champions as fast as possible. And he's doing that. So Viper has the extra relics. He also has plenty of gold here. He's collecting this gold on the edge of the map. If Viper just holds his advantage, in the long run he'll win this game. Jordan's trying to mass. There's a couple things Jordan could try. In this situation, I think it's really dumb to do, but let's say Jordan had 5 minutes of time before Viper attacked again. As Aztecs, in general, you could switch to counter the champions by going into Arbalest, but the position these players are in, they need to produce constantly. They put all their resources into upgrades for these units. So to transition to another unit line is just not doable for them, especially when a player like Viper is applying this type of pressure. Now, I love this castle from Viper. This will then deny the gold and also help hold his position. Jordan's going to lose this relic. Viper might even send in monks to pick that up if he's thinking about that. But more importantly, Jordan, he's not going to have the relic. We'll have to collect it later on. Or we'll just lose the gold altogether. And he will lose the barracks. We'll lose some of these houses. Jordan is actually housed as I say that. But still, the overall population is very close. Viper only has 10 more military, but those upgrades are so important here. Jordan's getting Blast Furnace, as is Viper, so Viper is going to have an edge. But Garland Wars now for Jordan. I'm amazed. Building a castle in the back, he's really held here. This map is shaped like a one-armed Geodude. Well, we like to call that grenade. This is definitely one of those grenade maps. Or it's a goldfish if you turn it a little bit to the side. Now, Viper got this castle up. I'm interested. I want to see if he's going to get fletching. I feel like getting fletching and Bodkin Arrow when there's a ton of champions coming at you is worth it. Yeah, Viper's going to try and snipe this relic. I think he's going to get it. Just passing, Jordan. Just passing. Oh! The old man! He's fine. He's fine. All is good. I think Jordan recognizes he needs to take a fight because he has Garland Wars and he doesn't know Viper's researching Blast Furnace, but he sees Viper does not have it currently. Ah, man, it's gonna be rough though. Jordan, he's playing his heart out to try and hold, but with the castle here, a lot more units for Viper. So I will say I'm kind of disappointed Viper didn't go for all these production buildings and prove me right. He could be firing on these barracks and these barracks with the trebs, but he really just needs to hold here, doesn't he? As long as he produces, he needs to get to 200 pop. Just hold this area. He has all the resources at his disposal on the map. Jordan proving me wrong, finding that gold, and scouting this one at the same time that all this is going on. But Viper's been on this gold for a while. He has all of the relics now. So champ v champ, and Jordan's looking for an opportunity. He's gonna lose his TC now. Well, hold on a second. Did Viper not get conscription earlier? I guess he canceled it. Okay, well that's interesting to know. Yeah, Jordan just immediately building a mill so he can keep these villagers working, but now he's losing a ton of them. He needs to take a fight. Maybe the villagers will be the meat shield he needs, but I don't think so. This is kind of interesting. Viper's units in the middle are fighting alone. The ones on the left have been fighting Trebs and some Vills, so this might be an opportunity for Jordan to push back a little bit if he has the resources to even produce. But he's losing his production buildings now. Viper's continuing to flood in with champions, and I don't see Jordan bringing this one back. Viper also scouted the farms out here, so as he sees the barracks going up, he's probably going to prioritize that right side, try and stop Jordan from taking those extra resources. Viper did not scout this gold. We've seen players push back in situations like this before, but now Viper has more villagers. He also has the relics. He still has the military advantage. I think Jordan's trying, but I don't see what he can do. He's just not getting conscription. He's creating champions. But I don't think it's going to be enough, guys. I mean, regardless, this has been a really nice game for an Aztec war. Because normally it's just monks and GG sometimes. But it's been a really nice game. Jordan took advantage of his Geodude-ish, grenade-ish map, whatever you want to call it, goldfish map. You used those extra resources. But Viper getting up to Imp early, getting those extra relics was huge. And I can't help but think that Jordan should have been up earlier. At this level, it's just prioritizing some farms. Like, okay, let's put up 5 additional farms. That can make your time so much faster, so maybe Jordan went wrong with his economy. The relics didn't change this fight. The relics would have paid off a little bit later on in this game. So it wasn't that. I didn't see Viper buying food or anything like that either with his extra gold. So it just came down to the economy. And Viper's approach is sometimes the best approach. stay on 1 TC, get your military in the right position, get yourself ready to go to the 2nd and 3rd TC, instead of placing them almost immediately. Just different styles, and their Viper's style was a little bit better. I knew how that game was going to end. I knew how the game was going to end. I hope I did a good job acting like I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew the entire time after that monk. I tried to act like I didn't know what was going on. Hope I did a good job, but it did kind of ruin some of the excitement for me, to be honest. It's a goldfish map. I work at Pepperidge Farm. I know what they look like. All right. I trust you. I trust you. It was on standard, I mean, not standard victory, conquest victory. So no is my name. There's no way that Viper could have a relic victory, unfortunately. It was some okay acting. Spy Sean, I'll work on it next time. Okay, so here are the military stats. Viper, unsurprisingly, in the lead with the kills. There's the gold collected, stone collected, food and wood, uptimes. Uptimes are pretty close. And how many of you in the chat could pull off a 14-minute fast castle time with playing versus the easiest AI? That's a really hard fast castle time to pull off. So that alone is impressive if you are thinking about it in terms of playing yourself. There's the relic gold, so it definitely was paying off for Viper. All right, we are going to get into this next game at YouTube. If you are seeing this now, I'm sure Twitch is going to say hello to you. Consider checking out the live stream. And anybody who's new to the live stream today, if you click follow, you can get notifications for when I go live. If for some reason you're not looking at the schedule below the stream. No community games today. T90 says he isn't up to it. Yeah, I'm just going to do these games. So, you know, I've been meaning to get back into finishing this series. Viper just got a win, so he's only behind by 1 now. And let's see, the next map is Double Arabia Mayan War. That's such a peculiar one. Normally it's a horse civilization, if it's Double Arabia or something like that. How many of you have ever seen Double Arabia with Mayans? That's so weird. Anyway, I'm excited for it. I just recorded that, so let me